Dr. Robin, my kid just balks at everything. I always get these no's from her, and I know it's based on anxiety. How do I help her? What do I do? Because when she gets so anxious and she's giving me all those no's, I get anxious too, and it just becomes a spiral. Can you relate to this question? Do you have that kid who says no? Maybe other people are labeling your child as stubborn, and you know that underneath that stubbornness is a lot of anxiety, but you're not quite sure what to do about it? Hi, I'm Dr. Robin Koslowitz, YouTube's post-traumatic parenting expert. Today we're going to talk about a vital skill for helping anxious kids navigate the no response, and something that we can use as we teach our children to aid in our own recovery. Let's remember that in parenting, we are parented. As we parent our real-world children, we can also heal our inner children simultaneously, so that when you're going to teach the skill I'm about to tell you about to your real-world child, your inner children will say, oh, that's how it works. And you will actually be able to reprogram a certain part of your trauma response that likely causes you a lot of inconvenience right now. But first, if you like this topic, if you want to know how to parent our inner children while also parenting our real world children, if you want to break the cycles that almost broke you, click subscribe below so you never miss another episode, because that's the kind of thing we talk about. So when you have a child who gives you a lot of no responses, like that instinctive no, I really congratulate you as a post-traumatic parent for listening to that inner voice of your own and saying, this is anxiety. She's saying no because she's actually worried about something. You know, I don't want to go to the dentist. No, not getting into the car. No, not getting on the school bus. Nope, not going to camp. Nope, not going to that neighbor's birthday party. Nope, not going to swimming lessons. What's underneath the no? So for those of us who were raised perhaps in more authoritarian backgrounds, we have to sort of pay attention to the voice in our head that says, that's disrespect. I need to shut down that disrespect. This child must learn to obey. This has nothing to do with obedience, and it has nothing to do with respect. So let's just sort of tell that voice, thank you for trying to be helpful. I get that you're an inheritance from my past, and you can go now because you're actually not being helpful right now. What's going on here, you are correct, is likely anxiety. I actually was dealing with this very recently with my own daughter. She is in a day camp and they're having color war. My daughter is a very gentle soul. She's a second grader and she's very gentle and very sweet. And I think her counselors, teenagers, were, really upselling the whole fight part of it and like, yeah, our team's gonna beat the other team, and the louder you cheer, the better, because then we're gonna get points and you're gonna win your race and that's gonna give us points for our team. And my daughter came home in a tizzy and she said, I don't want to do this. I have friends on the other team. I don't want to beat the other team. That sounds mean. And like, what if I run my race and I don't win it, and then everyone's going to be mad at me because the other team will get the points? I'm not going to day camp. I don't want to go to color war. I don't want to do this. Right? That no, you can hear right underneath that no is anxiety. I don't know how to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't like to do this. So the first thing we want to do is we want to talk them through. A lot of times no's have to do with, I can't quite anticipate how to handle this challenge. It's easier to just not do it at all. And hello, avoidance, for those of us who are post-traumatic, we do that too, right? If you're somebody who very frequently feels stupid when you're doing tech tasks like me, you're going to put off tech tasks, and then you're going to find out that they're super easy, and that thing you've been putting off for 3 months took 10 minutes once you watched a YouTube channel and some guy, explained how to do it. And yeah, you had to feel a little stupid, you had to feel a little not very good at things, but then figured it out. Maybe that's just me. But we tend to avoid challenges that we don't know how to handle. So the first thing to do is sort of break it down, to explain to the child. Like, for example, a dentist visit. We're gonna go to the dentist, we're gonna wait in the office. There's probably like a movie that we can watch while we're waiting. Maybe there's toys, you know, your dentist's office, you know. And then we're gonna go inside, and first there's gonna be a lady who cleans your teeth, and yeah, the toothpaste might taste a little bit funny, but it only takes a couple of minutes, and then that's over. And then they're gonna take a picture of your teeth, and you're gonna have to hold still, but it's for a second. Sometimes hard to keep our body still, but then for a second, you're gonna hold still. And then the dentist is gonna come in, and let's say they're getting a cavity, there's gonna be a shot. That shot's gonna hurt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it's gonna stop hurting. And then the dentist is gonna fix your tooth, and then you're gonna feel all better. And then your tooth tomorrow is not gonna hurt at all. Today it's gonna hurt a little bit. So guess what? For dinner, we're gonna have soft food like pancakes instead of something hard to chew like chicken, because you went to the dentist. And your mouth's gonna feel a little funny for a little while. By tomorrow, you're gonna feel fine. Very often, it's like, I don't know what to expect. So if I can take you through what to expect, that giant anxiety response, it doesn't go away entirely, but it becomes exponentially smaller. This is where educational resources like PBS Kids can be really helpful. There's so many books about, like, I don't know, Curious George goes to the dentist, or, you know, whichever favorite character your kid has probably goes to the dentist, or, you know, Daniel Tiger probably goes to the pediatrician for a checkup. You could probably find an old Sesame Street where, you know, they interview a pediatric dentist or a doctor or things like that. So the idea is, the more anxiety grows in the unknown, the more I familiarize you with the thing that's making you anxious, the calmer you are. Then I can kind of say that to my inner child and to my trauma. Hi, trauma. You like to give me a lot of what ifs. You like to warn me of danger, 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 danger. Like, if I try to figure out how to transfer this video that I'm shooting right now onto the Google Drive for the video editor, who will then post it onto YouTube, that will feel scary because I've messed up in the past, and I don't like feeling stupid. And there's a little inner child inside of me that still remembers when my 3rd grade teacher made me feel stupid. So I don't like that feeling very much. And the more I learn about it, like if I just watch this guy's explainer video about exactly how to upload something to YouTube or to upload something to the Google Drive, I will figure it out. And it's not going to be that hard. And yes, I might feel stupid when I can't follow these very simple instructions, but I felt stupid before, and I haven't actually died, and nothing really so terrible ever happened. So I'm gonna feel a little stupid, but I'm gonna do it. And here's the next crucial part. And this is something that we as parents, even if we're not post-traumatic parents, don't remember to do as much. We as trauma survivors don't remember to do this. This is a crucial skill that we forget about as parents, we forget about as trauma survivors, we forget about as people who cope with anxiety. The skill is called updating your brain. And here's how it works. So my daughter did go to Color War today because we had a long talk about going to Color War and about how it's okay if you don't cheer the loudest. You don't have to get hoarse. You can cheer as loudly as you want to. You won't be letting your team down. And if you lose the race, that's okay, because the team understands that you're in 2nd grade. They're not really relying on the 2nd graders to win the whole Color War for them. It's going to be fine. And if you lose the race, you're going to show good sportsmanship, and you're going to congratulate the winner, because sometimes you get good sportsmanship points in Color War if you congratulate the winner, so you can get a point that way. So there's lots of ways to contribute to Color War, and you don't have to be mad at the other team or like not be friends with your friends on the other team. You can stick with your team and cheer for your team and still like your friends on the other team. You're allowed to. It's okay. And we sort of talked through all the challenges that Color War might present. And in the morning I asked her, so right now, how much do you not want to go to day camp from 0 to 10? And she said, 792. I said, okay, and how? And there's like a little Mr. Worry in your brain about going to day camp. What's he saying? How bad is he predicting that day camp is going to be? And she's like, 5,973,000. So I said, so really, really, really bad. Above your head bad, this much bad. Okay, I get it. So when she came home and she had a great day and she was wearing her Color War colors and she was like all pink-cheeked and happy, I said, how was Color War? And she said, it was so fun and we did this activity and I won this for my team and we were cheering and we had a great time. I said, wait a minute. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how bad was color war? And she's like, 0 was good. And I said, so can we go to Mr. Worry in your brain and can we update him and can we tell him, hi, Mr. Worry, I thought color war, you told me color war was gonna be 5,972 bad. And I thought it was gonna be like 792 bad, but actually it was 1 bad. Like I got a little hoarse, but that's it. It was fine. So Mr. Worry, I get it. You're trying to help me, but you exaggerated. That was a false alarm. You yelled very, very, very loud for something that was really, 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 really little. And that's called updating your brain. And with trauma, as trauma survivors, as post-traumatic parents, we have to do the same thing. So when I think, I have to set this boundary with this person, I have to tell this person, give this person feedback and tell them that I'm really not comfortable with something they did. And the people-pleasing part of my brain, my trauma app, and my people pleaser is going like, danger, 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 this is gonna be terrible. You're gonna have this conversation with her, and you're gonna feel so uncomfortable, and she's gonna be mad at you, and this is the worst thing ever. And then I have the conversation with her, and it's kind of awkward. She's not thrilled. And I feel kind of uncomfortable. My stomach hurts a little bit. I don't love it. And then that's it. Nothing happens. It's fine. I survive. Do I remember to go back to my trauma app in my brain and put a little bit more information into that algorithm and say, wait a minute, you told me this was going to be intolerable at a level of like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was going to be 3 million. Honestly, it was pretty uncomfortable. It was like a 6, but it wasn't 3 million. And after I did it, my discomfort went down to only 2. Like I cringe a little when I think about it, but it was worth it. And here's the benefit. The benefit is I set this boundary and I told this person that it's really not okay and they need to change their behavior in this way. And they agreed that they're going to change their behavior. So it was net positive that I did that. If we don't update our brain, then we never learn. So we want to teach our child to update their brain, right? And we literally updated her brain. Color war sounded dangerous and scary, and it sounded like an automatic, no, not doing it. And day camp is not mandatory, it's voluntary. You don't have to go to day camp, so you could have stayed home. That was one option. But if you would have stayed home, what was fun about color war? And then my daughter had all the things that were so fun about color war. So then you would have missed all of that fun, right? So come to think of it, brain, you were telling me that this was going to be really risky, and it wasn't dangerous at all. And on top of that, you forgot about the rewards. I had a blast during color war, and I guess in their color war, one of the things they do is they get, my daughter was on team blue, so they get all these like blue things. So she came home with like blue finger lights and blue bracelets and blue hair ties and a blue cap, and she had all these blue things for team blue. So hey, I got all this cool swag now. Like, lucky me. I wasn't expecting that. I've never done color war before. And then to be able to tell her, you have the kind of brain that likes to say no when something seems new and unfamiliar. And you're going to tell your brain, thanks for the help, but I've got this. But we do the same thing with our trauma app. Thank you, trauma app. You are trying to keep me safe. You are warning me this could go wrong. This could indeed go wrong, but it also could go very, very, very right. I think this all the time as I'm writing the post-traumatic parenting book, because I'm putting my story, my trauma recovery, and my theories about parenting out there into a book for everyone to read. Once the book is written, I can't change anything, right? It's like in black and white on paper. What if somebody doesn't like it? What if people make fun of me? What if people say something mean about me? Those things could happen, so thank you, trauma app, you're right. I may make a mistake, I may do something wrong, but what do I risk if I don't write the book? What are the rewards? Maybe there's a lot of post-traumatic parents out there who felt very alone with their trauma, and now they're reading a book that helps them understand post-traumatic parenting and how to break cycles and how to make cycles and how to parent consistent with their values. And this is the first step towards their journey of recovery. That's pretty worth it. So yeah, it's a risk, but there's also a reward. So that crucial skill of updating your brain is something that if you have had trauma, you haven't really learned how to do, because trauma kind of keeps our life small and programmatic and predictable, so it doesn't let us update our brain. The trauma app stops us from updating our brain because it just wants us to do the same thing all the time and stick with the coping tools it came up with and never change, because I know what's safe. That's what's predictable. I don't want to change. So when we update our brain, we actually put more information into that algorithm that the trauma app is working with, and we shut off some permissions so that the trauma app isn't parenting our children, we are parenting our children. And when we're raising a child who automatically says no, we teach them how to update their brain so that their brain learns how to learn, and their brain learns how to weigh those sensations from their stomach and says, yeah, it's risky, but it might pay off. Yeah, it might be uncomfortable, but then it's going to be better, like the dentist, right? It's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, nobody loves the dentist. I guess the dentist's spouse loves the dentist, but nobody else loves the dentist. But afterwards, my toothache's going to feel better, and then I'm going to have healthy teeth. So it's worth it. So I'm going to do that, even though in the moment, yeah, it's uncomfortable. I don't want to, because nobody wants to. But we can update our brain. And in updating our brain, we first of all, we model that for our child. We teach them how to update their brain. We teach them how to self-regulate. We're teaching them how to sort of make sense of the emotion signals their body gives them and how to decide what to do with those signals. Do I listen or do I ignore it? Is my gut very right or is my gut very wrong? Or is my gut correct, but it's operating on outdated or incomplete information? Okay, then I'm going to do something different. And then that's how we learn, and that's how we acquire skills like resilience and bravery and grit, by trying and by updating our own brain. But we can update our brain, the post-traumatic parent's brain, because in parenting, we are parented. So when we help our child update their brain, we're learning the skill of updating our own brain at the same time. And this works because of a property known as attunement, because when we're so focused on our child and supporting them emotionally, our brain space is open and our neurology is ready to rewire because we're helping their brain be plastic, so our brain becomes more plastic. And in this way, parenting is the perfect time to heal, because as we parent, we are much more open to learning. And as we learn, trauma in many ways is a way of freezing learning. Our job, like it overwrites learning, it makes our learning be frozen in the moment of trauma. Our job is to overwrite that and to learn how to learn. So in parenting, we are parented. If you found this helpful, please click subscribe below. Please tell a friend about post-traumatic parenting. The post-traumatic parenting community grows one post-traumatic parent at a time who tells a friend about it. If you want to hang out where other post-traumatic parents hang out, check out at Dr. Koslowitz Psychology on Instagram. You can DM me. We have a subscription. There's lots of ways to interact. Check out the post-traumatic parenting newsletter on my website, drrobinkoslowitz.com. You can also find the post-traumatic parenting podcast available wherever you get your podcasts, so that you can hear my interviews with experts on all things trauma, parenting, and the integration of the two. As always, till next time, I'd love to hear what you think of this video, so please comment below. And if you have another topic you'd like me to cover, let me know.